Yo. I thought it was looking good. Hey there, cons. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to play Standard Brawl with Prime Speaker Zegana as our commander. She's a 1-1, and when she enters with X +1/+1 counters on her, where X is the greatest power among other creatures we control. So hopefully we have something big out on the battlefield. And then when she enters, draw cards equal to its power. So we get to draw as many cards as she is large. So in the deck, we've got some piles here. We've got some merfolk and miscellaneous. We've got some explorer. We've got some stun counters and tap down or unblockable. We've got some investigate and clues. Got some fish enchantment removal and some anthem effects. So in the merfolk and miscellaneous, we have Mind Spring Merfolk. It's a 1/1 with exhaust X, blue, tap, draw X cards, and put a +1/+1 card on each merfolk we control. So once we can activate, the exhaust ability to draw some cards, and then she grows the entire team of merfolk. Deeproot Pilgrimage. It's an enchantment. Whenever one or more non-token merfolk we control become tapped, create a 1/1 blue merfolk creature token with hexproof. So as we're turning our non-token merfolk sideways, we get to create 1/1 merfolks that have hexproof, which is certainly relevant because our opponent cannot interact with them directly. Kiora the Rising Tide, 3/2. When she enters, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. So we can do kind of card select to get better answers for the current situation. And then Threshold, whenever she attacks, if there are 7 or more cards in our graveyard, we create a Scion of the Deep, so a legendary 8/8 blue octopus creature token. So we definitely have sea creature synergies in our deck. Merfolk Coral Smith, it's a 2/3. This is kind of a utility card. You can pay 1 to give this creature +1/+1 until end of turn. So if we have a bunch of anthem effects, we can dump some mana into this to get even more points of damage. And then when it dies, scry 2. So we get to kind of filter our cards. The Waterwind Scout, so it's a 2/2 flyer. When it enters, create a map token, and then map tokens we can pay 1 to sack to explore. Activate only as a sorcery, which may be relevant. Sentinel of the Nameless City is a 3/4 with vigilance. When this creature enters or attacks, create a map token. So it's a map token generator. Case of the Locked Hothouse. So this enchantment is a case. You may play an additional land on each of your turns, which is definitely relevant as we have landfall synergies. To solve, we have to control 7 or more lands, which is not difficult to do in this format. And lastly, solved, you may look at the top card of your library at any time, and you may play lands and cast creature and enchantment spells from the top of your library. So that represents a lot more card advantage. Deep Fathom Echo is a 4/4 merfolk spirit. At the beginning of combat on your turn, this creature explores, so we get to potentially grow or draw into lands. Then you may have it become a copy of another creature you control at the end of the turn. So there might be some relevant text on one of our other creatures that might help us out. Roaming Throne. So it's Ward 2, 4/4. As it enters, choose a creature type, likely merfolk. It's a chosen type in addition to its other types. And then if a triggered ability of another creature you control of the chosen type triggers, it triggers an additional time. So it's just a tribal hype man. The Roaming Throne, pretty strong card. Benthic Criminologist, it's a 4/5. When it enters or attacks, you may sack an artifact if you do draw a card. So we're likely going to have a bunch of clue or map or even food tokens out. And we can just convert that to, card draw with this ability. Tatiova Benthic Druid, it's a 3/3. This card is just an engine. When she's online and isn't removed, you get to landfall. As a land you control enters, gain a life, and draw a card. So that often gets us going. And Glacier Godmaw, it's a 6/6 Leviathan with trample. When it enters, create a lander token. So we can dig into lands. And then landfall, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance and haste until end of turn. So this could represent, lethal out of nowhere, especially if we're cycling, playing all of our different merfolk, and we're getting, anthem effects to grow the team. Giving them haste is pretty cool. And then in the explore pile, we've got the scout here. It's a 1/1. When it enters, it explores. Seeker of the Sunlight, it's a 1/1. You can pay 2 and a green, activate only as a sorcery to explore. Twists and Turns is an enchantment. If a creature you control would explore instead, you scry one, then that creature explores. So we get to kind of card select here. And then when it enters, target a creature you control explores. So you do the scry, then explore. And then when a land you control enters, if you control 7 or more lands, which is not hard to do, flip it, and then becomes the Mycoid Maze, which produces green. You pay 3 and a green to tap to activate. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You reveal a creature card from among them. Put that card into your hand. So we could dig us into more folk answers here. River Herald Scout, it's a 1/2. When it enters, it explores. Nikanzel Current Conductor, so it's a 2/3. Whenever a creature you control explores a land, you may put that land from your hand onto the battlefield tapped, so it kind of ramps us out. And then whenever a creature you control explores a non-land, put a +1/+1 counter on this guy. So he grows as your other exploring creatures grow. Merfolk Cave Diver is a 2/4. Whenever a creature you control explores, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn and can't be blocked. So we can get in points of damage that is unblockable. And then Jadelight Spelunker, it's a 1/1. When it enters, it explores X times. So we can pay any cost for X. And that is the Explore pile. This is kind of our can't be blocked or stun counter kind of pile. So top of the list here is Flood Pit's Drowner. It's a 2/1 with Flash and Vigilance. When it enters, tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Then we can pay 1 in a blue and tap to shuffle this creature and target creature with a stun counter on it to its owner's library. So we go ahead and interact or remove it temporarily, and then we could potentially draw it again and repeat the process. Sahagin, that's a 1/3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, village 4 mana was spent to cast it, put a 1/1 counter on it, and it can't be blocked this turn. Forensic Researcher is a 1/3 with a little bit of utility here. You can tap it to either untap target permanent you control, or we can tap to collect evidence 3 to tap target creature we don't control, so we can tap down some blockers from our opponent. Furtive Courier. It's a 3/2. This creature can't be blocked as long as you sacrifice an artifact this turn. So we're going to have plenty of clues, maps, other tokens that we can use to get this creature in, to be unblockable. And then when it attacks, we can draw a card and then discard a card so we can loot into better answers. Grappling Kraken is a 5/6 Kraken with landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, tap target creature and opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. So we can tap down our opponent's creatures, prevent them from blocking or activating abilities. And there might be some synergies with, getting the Drowner to put those back in their deck. And then lastly, in this pile is Summon Leviathan. So this is kind of a one-sided board wipe. Return each creature that isn't a Kraken, Leviathan, Merfolk, Octopus, or Serpent to its owner's hand. So most of our creatures aren't going to be affected. And then chapters 2 and 3, until end of turn, whenever those attack, we draw a card. It's got Ward 2, so that's a pretty cool effect. This pile is our Investigate pile. So we've got Mistway Spy. So we can either disguise it, and when it turns face up, then we can investigate. It's a 1/1 flyer, which is relevant. Deduce is draw a card and investigate. Evidence Examiner, 2/2 at the beginning of combat. We may collect evidence 4. When you do, investigate. And then Forensic Gadgeteer. So this is not a merfolk, but whenever we cast an artifact spell, we investigate. And then activated abilities of artifacts we control cost 1 less to activate. So all of our clues, our maps, landers, etc. are reduced. So that's how we can cheat some cooler, stronger effects for less mana. This is our Fish Enchantment pile. Unable to Scream. So loses enchanted creature, loses all abilities and is a toy. And then Witness Protection becomes, the legitimate business person. So oftentimes we're going to try to target the opponent's commander. And then the last pile here is our Anthem effects. So Adaptive Automaton, likely going to name Merfolk. Other creatures you control, the chosen type, get +1/+1. Lifecraft Engine, choose a creature type, vehicles. We control the chosen type in addition to the other types. Each creature you control, chosen type other than this vehicle, gets +1/+1 in crew 3. So that might be relevant at some of our land. Patchwork Banner represents, another Anthem effect and also produces more mana. And then Banner of Kinship, as this artifact enters, choose a creature type. This artifact enters with a Fellowship counter on it for each creature you control of the chosen type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1 for each Fellowship counter. So rewards us for having an already established board state full of merfolk. And in the lands of the deck, we've got a bunch of tapped lands. Some lands worth noting: Cavern of Souls, creatures of the chosen type can't be countered. 3-Tree City, add an amount of mana equal to the number of creatures we control of the chosen type. And then Balam Garden Seed Academy. So this, you can pay 5 green-blue to transform, and it becomes a 5/4 vehicle. When it attacks, we draw a card. So that's the deck. Hopefully we get to do something cool. Opponent goes first. We've got some early turn plays. Yeah, I think that's a keep. Kind of slow roll. Hopefully we draw into some untapped lands. That counts. Bandits Hall. Committing crimes. All right. Attack in. Tap land. Evidence Examiner. Here we go. Fear of missing out. Discard, then draw a card. Whenever this creature attacks for the first time, if there are 4 or more card types among them in their graveyard, untap it, and there's an additional combat phase. Interesting. Alright, let's name merfolk here. Counter. Removal. Don't have anything in the bin. Back in with our 3/3 here. Okay. They commit a crime. They use removal on that. We'll play our tap land for turn. And let them go. So we can cast Prime Speaker Zegana next turn. Or perhaps we can double spell. I think they're holding up mana for what I would say a counter spell or a removal. Let's start off with our Lifecraft engine here. Counter. Naming merfolk. And then can attack in freely here. Removal. Alright, that's fine. And then get some blue. And we can slow roll the Water Wind Scout out. 4/4 flyer. Pretty good. We have our map to explore here. They're hauling away some loot. All right. There's a great sword. Pay 3 life to equip. Do we trade? I think we do. All right. So, might be a good time. Get out Kiora. Discard 2. I don't think we need the anthologist. Criminologist. I don't think we need the land. And then we'll go ahead and cast the Gadgeteer and crew the engine on and swing in for 5 here. Okay, they jump. All right, so we got a couple, or we got at least one merfolk. We're 1 card away from creating a octopus. When do we see their commander? Okay, interesting. Huh. All right. Comes our commander. Draw 3. We're not gonna cast anything, are we? A scry. Don't need another land here. And then we'll activate. Swing with the 5/5 vehicle here. Okay. They're down to 8. Got 4 cards in hand. Got a map. Okay, so now we can target that with unable to stream, hopefully. Yeesh. Yep, I'll do that. They're stuck on 5 lands here. Okay. Start with unable to scream. Sweet. Okay. Guess out our hand here. Lay out a land. And then... okay, alright. Yeah, so our opponent was doing their thing. They were using, you know, their removal spells. They were committing their crimes. They're using their Bandit's Hall. They were just maybe a step behind. As soon as we, you know, put our unable to scream on their commander, likely they got frustrated, and yeah, that was a close matchup. Vincent Valentine, all right. Mono black. Bet you they're gonna try to remove a bunch of our stuff. In our hand, we've got some 1-drops, some 2-drops. Got both colors of land. We'll keep it. Mind Spring Merfolk. Here we go. Removal. Death Touch. And deduce here. Sorcery speed. Swing it. All right. Swift foot boots. Okay. Draw into an untapped land. A merfolk. All right, that worked out for us. Yeah, we'll keep that. A little bit of ramp, a little bit of anthem. Yikes. No box. green here. There, merfolk. Hang back. Yep. Yeah, death touch is not what we want to see here. Got more boots. Wow. I'll take one. All right. Get a map. Use it. Land, play their land tapped. No attacks. Now we have a flyer. They still have 2 death touches and some protection. We should try to find our fish enchantment for that, right? Be nice to hit a land. All right. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Get our commander online. Swing in with the flyer. Discard 2. That one. That one. Yeah. All right. Exile it. Yeah. Putting on some more boots. A little bit more protection. I will trade. But it transforms, huh? Still will trade. Okay. Yep. All right. 3, 6. Merfolk. All right. I think we just need more creatures. That's a good one. 1, 2, 3, 5. Put a stun counter on their commander. Get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll just do this. A merfolk. Swing in with the flyer. All right. A pretty good turn. We get a land, we might be able to take them by surprise with the Glacier Godmaw here. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to interact with your tapped commander. Can't block. All right, so they only have one blocker. All right, yeah, I think we just win. We didn't find a land though. That's okay. Name merfolk. Name merfolk. All right, good game. Yeah, that was fine. So in that matchup, our opponent, you know, grew into some death touch creatures. We had some, you know, exchange or potential offers of trading, which we did not. We kept our merfolk around. We got our Zegana to pop off and draw into some answers, including something that, you know, tapped down our opponent's commander and kept it stunned. You know, keeping their slasher stunned and their commander stunned went a long way. So yeah, that was a good matchup. Cotis, we see that guy a lot on this. We're trying to find a fish effect. Like a free mulligan. That's a fish effect, so we'll keep. All right. Be nice to hit a land drop here. Otherwise, we could deduce. That is a land. Yeah, let's start off with twist and turns. That's a good one. Oh, I did that wrong. Oops. That's fine. We still cheated the land out. I don't think it matters too much. All right. Let's we can cast spells at instant speed, so we can either flash out the Drowner here or deduce. Okay, that's fine. Let's slow them down. All right. Okay. Bump up the team. Oh, it's not an anthem effect. That's fine. But we'll name merfolk. Swing in. Sweet. No longer stunned. Elf Ranger. Trample. Exhaust. Okay. In that case, deduce. Cast a merfolk. Swing in for 4. All right. Do they have some interaction here? Okay, Vincent. That's a good card. No blocks. All right. Got a land enters tapped. All right. Play a Seeker here. Play a Forensic Researcher. Play a tap land, and they go. Our opponent has 4 cards in hand. They're scrying to keep it on top. They swing it in with a squad here. That's some good blocks in the terms that nothing has to die if we don't need to. So trample and lifelink, okay. Yeah, you can swing in with your 2/3 Death Touch. You have instant speed effect here. I think he does. Okay. All right. Made him use it. Discard a card. Oh, that's good for us. All right. We're gonna name Merfolk with our banner of kinship here. And some unblockable damage and such. Something get removed in response. Creature with vigilance. That's fine. A merfolk. I'm not swinging in. Do they chump? Alright. Plan is to tap down their beast before combat. Okay. That's fine. Take 7. Do they have any blockers? Alright, the plan is probably cast our commander, maybe sack a clue. Yep, commander time. Here we go. Counter? Alright, that's pretty good. R9's typically pretty good. All right. Do we have one? Yeah. And merfolk. Swing in with 9. Tap land. Okay. A nice full grip here. What's our opponent do? Let's tap down. They're a life flanker. Okay. Not what I expected to see. Sure they have some interaction. Oh. Did they set up any blockers? Board wipe. Oh, sort of. That was close. They can jump. Playing merfolk. Playing merfolk. So they're technically alive. Do that as a sorcery. All right. It's looking pretty good here. Yo. I thought it was looking good. All right, let's redeploy the hand here. That's fine. I need to get rid of a card. Get rid of the Scryland. Oh, it's close. They're down to 1 card in hand. trade here. Okay. All right. They got their commander online. Is this lethal? GG's. All right, that was close. Our opponent had their Vincent Valentine and doing a lot of work. Trample and Lifelink on the Galleon Beast side was doing some things. They had, you know, some interaction, some mass disruption. They had, you know, attacking it with the Death Touch creature, had some pump up effects. So yeah, they were doing some cool Sultai stuff. Unfortunately, their Kotis entered the game kind of late. I don't know if I would have played it like that, considering that's the commander. But, you know, the Glacier Godmaw, the Leviathan with Vigilance and Haste, assuming a land entered the battlefield, closed out the game for us. So it was a pretty good matchup. Muera Trash Tactician. The old Trash Panda. Let's go. Oh boy. Yeah. We need some early turn plays. Yeah, I think we got it. We'll make it work. Don't need another land. All right. How do we take care of that? I don't think we do. It's a pretty good stat line against it, though. All right. A merfolk. Swing in. Full block. All right. Okay. Sentinel doing some work here. A lot of mana. 6 manas. All right. Raccoon Tribal. Why not think of that? Uh-oh. We're in trouble. All right. Don't need that one. That work? I don't think it worked. Because it didn't choose a creature. Oh, I see. To enter the battlefield effect. I think our opponent is going to get there. They're certainly doing the thing. All right. We have 5 mana. Let's use the map here. Okay. That's a good one. Go to combat. Seven overhead. This might be a little risky. Need a blocker. All right. Survive next turn, hopefully. Use our commander. Okay, so everybody's got trample. Yeah, this is scary. Are we dead? They even use any mana yet? What the heck? 2 cards in hand. They need to do something. They've got some cool effects here. Up effect. Yeah, all right. All right. That slows down their card draw. Unless they have recursion. All right, here we go. Zegana. Pretty good. Get a blue. Take care of their commander. Copy the flyer. Swing in overhead. Get rid of those. Okay. Can we close out the game? Opponent has 1 card in hand. Their commander's turned offline. All right. They're gonna full on swing, I'm assuming. So we're gonna have to block. So that's 1, 5, 9. Can we take 9 damage? Block like that. We're gonna lose one of our creatures, right? As long as we don't lose our life total to 0. We get there. All right. Game. Yeah, so our opponent was doing some Trash Panda shenanigans. They had Raccoon Tribal. We're probably going to have to give that a try at some point. They definitely had some card draw engine. Unfortunately, they traded that away. I don't know if I've done it like that. We were hitting our curve pretty well. We were deploying, our game plan with the merfolks pretty well. And Zegana, drawing 9 cards certainly always helps. I think, the fish enchantment is definitely a fun way to play. So hopefully this helps somebody out there. If you're enjoying the content, please give the channel a like. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Hey there, cons. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you out there in the plane of Tarkir.